Imagine waking up in Zambia, just hopping into a bus, and by the end of the day, you are in Namibia or you are in Botswana. No passport, no visas, just your ID cards. I know, it sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not a dream anymore. Zambia, Botswana, Namibia have signed a historic deal to make it happen. But here's the real question. Is this just about easy travel? Or is just the beginning of new Africa? A Southern Africa that acts like one country, one economy, one people. If you think this is small news, you might be actually missing on the bigger picture. And this could change Africa and how Africa works from now and forever. Yes. Today, let me break it down. Why this really matters. What does this mean? Why it could be the game changer for Southern Africa and the hidden benefits. Most people are not talking about it. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why the ID agreement could be the first factor, the domino in uniting Africa economically and social. Here's the simple version. Let's just get this. Zambia, Botswana, and Namibia have agreed that their citizens can now travel in each other's borders using only IDs, their national IDs, no passports needed. What does this mean? This means that no more expensive passport applications just to travel and see a neighbor. You just take your ID, the one you use in your country, bam, you are in the bus, you are going. This also means no more delays that are caused by visa processing. You just check your ID, you are in the bus, you are gone. No more border headaches. Those who travel across border, they know how the border headaches are. The visas, the stamping of the passport, and all these other things that are not necessary. These things now are cancelled. If you are in Zambia, you can now enter into Botswana for work, for tourism, for business, with the same card you use to open a bank account in your own country. But behind this simplicity again, there is this powerful idea that not a lot of people are talking about. This is not just about convenience. This is about regional integration. Think about it. Even the mighty Europe, they started only with 5 countries, 1985, when they signed this deal with a called Schengen. I don't know if I'm butchering that word. It's called Schengen. It's SCHEGEN. I don't know how do you pronounce that. It was the agreement that today 27 countries, they are involved in that deal, that they just enter into each other's countries without passports, without visas, just the ID, and they are doing that. So for Southern Africa and Africa at large, this could mean it will boost cross-border trade. Small businesses and informal traders can move goods without paying for these unnecessary borders. The traveling will be cheap. Yes, it will be. Buses, taxis, even flights will become cheaper and more appealing. Quicker too. Job opportunities. A skilled worker in Namibia could easily find work in Zambia without months of paperwork and application. Tourism growth. Imagine if a tourist comes from wherever they are coming from. They are coming from the Americas. They are coming from Caribbean. They are coming from wherever they are coming from. They just land in Namibia. They will go to Botswana. They will go to Zambia without even acquiring other visas. But that one visa will enable them to travel all these 3 countries as if they're just traveling in one country. How good is that? It's just one visa for the 3 countries. Tourism will be greater and it will be very, very, very much great. This is the bigger vision which Africans, maybe many Africans are not seeing, or many Africans are just taking for granted. This idea agreement is something that is something bigger. Like in Southern Africa, there is it's called SADC. SADC means Southern Africa Development Committee, which talks a lot about unity, but in implementation it struggles. But this is the real tangible step now that Namibia, Zambia, and Botswana are taking. Because if they start to do this thing, the region is starting to integrate. I know South Africans will say, no, we don't want to integrate. Yeah, I think these other countries also, they don't want to integrate they want to integrate with South Africa. But if people think that they don't want to integrate with Botswana and Namibia, that's why they are doing it, the three of them, because they have one common understanding and they are doing this thing with just one understanding. But I'm just thinking, if Southern Africa comes together and form one country, let's say you have your Lesotho, Eswatini, Malawi, Angola, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and all these other countries, they just become one. No more visas, no more 90-day stay. You just go where you want, find your job, work wherever you want to job, sell whatever you want to sell. You see that Southern Africa will become the strongest country in Africa and in the world, actually, because we have all the raw materials. Look at the raw materials that are in Zimbabwe and South Africa. Platinum alone, we can supply the entire world. Look at the minerals, strategic minerals that we have. If we were to take these minerals into, if they were properly managed, think about these possibilities. Shared job market, one shared job market. Seamless tourism, like I said, that if a tourism come, they will just, the tourists with their tourism come to our Southern African country, they just go to everywhere where they want, and it will be way, way much easier. The transportation of our goods will be way much easier, will be cheaper. Road transport or even rail, it will be much cheaper and integrated, and people will explore, and our market will grow, our trade will grow even way, way better. So what Zambia, Namibia, and Botswana are doing, they are creating a new country for Africa, where these other presidents, as the country progresses, we want to see them as governors with only one president. These other three countries will be just provinces governed by one center of power, and other countries will join in and they will become one country. If we integrate economically, political unity will become even easier than what we imagine. Because if we start to trade, we are one people, we are doing this thing. To unite ourselves politically, it will be way much easier. Like I always talk to people that the people in KwaZulu-Natal, the Zulus, and the people in Limpopo, the vendors, they are actually different people. But because they were told by the wise that you are one country, we are united, and everyone will say we are one South Africa, which is a good thing. So there is nothing that can stop the Chewas in Malawi to be united with the Xhosas in Eastern Cape, because we will be just one Africa. The Luos in Kenya to unite with the Pedis in Limpopo, or the Sutus in Free State in South Africa, because we just see ourselves as one country. Here's the twist. This could be a very strategic move to encounter outside powers. If Southern Africa work as one economic bloc, we negotiate as one country, one bloc, one establishment. We negotiate for our mining deals, for our raw materials. We are no longer shipping out raw materials in their raw form. We are now doing value addition. We will bring these economies together and build one thing that will put Africa forward. Of course, doesn't mean that there are no obstacles to this. There are hurdles. And let's do a reality check. Security concerns, if this is allowed to happen, criminals can still run from this part of the country to the other, because the country will be big and they can hide everywhere they can hide. It will be easier for the criminals to be hiding and to be doing things as they please. It can also create economic imbalances, because people will be running away from the place where the job market is lower and or running to a place where the job markets are even performing better. This causes brain drain in one area of Africa where we want to develop, and the other area that have resources like what Gauteng is. As small as Gauteng is, but is the most populous province in South Africa, because people went there following gold. So this can also be a problem. People will migrate from a place where there are no jobs there, where the economy is tough, and go to a place or a region where the economy is much way better. This is it. And political trust. Not all governments will just want to give up their passports. Some other governments will say, no, we'll just have to wait. They'll wait until they are out of power. The new president wants to also to be president. So there will be a great pushback to this idea. But remember, these are the same fears that Europe had when they signed their deal in 1985. They feared all these things. I believe this is just the beginning. The future of Africa is great. If African president can imagine this, this is only the beginning of a great Africa. I imagine the day when Nigerians can just fly to Zambia without visa, with only their ID. A Kenyan farmer can just come and sell their produce in Lesotho or Botswana without crossing 10 bureaucratic hurdles. When Africa finally lives up to this vision of Kwame Nkrumah and Thomas Sankara, a borderless continent that trades, works, and dreams together is born. This Zambia-Botswana deal might be the seed of that tree that we are looking for. This Zambia-Botswana-Namibia border, there are seeds of the forest that we have been looking for. The forest that will cover people, animals, and everything. That will give shelter, that will provide shelter to the people of Africa. You see, as I speak to you, my people, the borders that were drawn in Berlin Conference in 1984, they were meant to destroy and divide Africa. Every step we take to remove these barriers and barricades, as the president of Botswana always say, that there are barriers and barricades, whether with passports, trade barriers, or with politics, is a step towards regaining our independence as Africa. As Julius Malema always say, we can't say we hate colonialism, yet we celebrate the borders. It can never be. This idea agreement is more than just paperwork. It is a statement that we are neighbors, we are brothers, we are sisters, we are one people, and definitely we are not strangers. And if we choose unity over division, there is no limit to what Africa can do and to what Africa can become. If you believe in the future, I believe you believe in the future, share this video. Let's make this conversation louder and way much louder, because Africa, this Africa where we are, Africa deserves to be heard. Africa deserves to be united. We waiting for Africans who built the country, to Africa, the continent, to be one. Congratulations to the presidents of Namibia, Botswana, and Zambia. We believe that whatever God who inspired you to do this thing is doing great and mighty things in your life. Be blessed. To my fellow Africans, I look unto you now that you support us in the work that we are doing, this work of Pan-Africanism, to spread the word of Pan-Africanism. We need your support, your gifts, and all. They mean everything to us. If you want us to do your adverts, we can still do them on this channel. You just have to contact us with the email address I'm going to attach in this video. Until I see you again, I remain the Osa Jeffo, the President of Africa, and my people, remember to take care of your loved ones. Bye.